Bring it back over to the adjustable mortgages. If you take out an adjustable mortgage, you have several ways that you can take these loans. I often refer to them as the Burger King of loans because you can have it your way. You can take what's referred to as a 10-year payment. Now I will note that my accent sounds like 10 years. Tenure is like a tenured professor. They will send you, in this particular case, $649 a month for as long as you're alive and living in the home. It will come in and month out. If there's multiple people in the home, spouses, then both spouses, as long as at least one of them's alive and living in the home, that $649 will continue to come out month in and month out. You can come up here where you could take it as a lump sum and pull the available funds out in the first year, in this case of $454. I don't generally recommend that, but some people need those kind of funds immediately. And if you do, that could be a way to work. Then a year and a day later, you can take out the remainder of the funds. You can take it as a credit line. Only use it as you need it. Or you can mix and match them. Now, I never know how people are going to take these loans, so usually when I set up these sheets, and for a moment ignore everything that says available in year one, I pull out the selected credit line of $10,000. I put the rest into a monthly advance of $593.19. I do that because $10,000 becomes a nice easy round number for me to work with on page 4. However, as I would tell people, you need to choose what works for you. If you only need a couple $100 a month, then take a couple $100 a month. Leave the rest in the credit line. Use it if you need it. If you don't, leave it sit there. You can always change it later. If you need to move it up, as long as there's room to do so, you can do it. In this particular case, if you've never taken anything out of the credit line, as long as you stay under that $649, you can move it up to that. There's usually a small charge. It runs $20, $25 depending on the bank, but once they make the change, it'll continue with the new payment however long you need it. Now, I will also point out as you're doing this, there is a single pot of money here that this is all drawn out of. So in that single pot of money, it acts like a seesaw. The more you want coming to you on a monthly basis, the less you're going to have available for a credit line or a lump sum payment. The more you want on a lump sum payment or a credit line, the less you're going to have available for a monthly payment. You have to decide what's going to work for you because there's a single pot of money it's all coming out of. And the more you want from one, the less you're going to have available in the other. Now I'm going to come back up to this number I skipped back here. So I'm going to slide back up here to this initial credit line growth rate. Anything that you leave in the credit line is going to increase by 4.813%, or whatever the total loan rate is. As this total loan rate goes up and down, this credit line growth rate follows like a puppy. I hesitate to use the analogy of a savings account. I don't like that analogy because it implies it's your money earning interest. However, it's a pretty good analogy to what happens. My preferred analogy is this is a lot like having a giant credit card, where the unused credit limit that you have here increases a little bit every year based on what you haven't used. So the longer you don't use it, the more it's going to increase. This is why when I get to page 4 and show you what that looks like, I use a set of $10,000 because it makes it kind of easy to follow along.